It is May 16th, and this is our 16th episode of the Late Night Live show. We made it this far.
Who would have thought?
Right, and I don't know if you know this, but you weren't here last week. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
My name is Terry and Traynor. I'm the host of the Late Night Live show. We are on every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We interview actors, artists of all sorts, except for photographers. We do not interview photographers. It's just sort of the rule. Yes, and I won't have any photographers write me angry letters because nobody writes letters anymore and nobody knows about my show. So, but last week we were on Facebook Live, and we always have issues with Facebook Live because Facebook Live is a pain in the butt. But last week we were on Facebook Live for just a mere minute or two, and it says, the International Olympic Committee Rights Management blocked your video because it may contain content they own. Let me read that again. International Olympic Committee Rights Management blocked your video. If you're listening, I hate you, all right?
You guys what, shot putting or something?
We had the countdown, and we just had the countdown. The countdown we've been using for, by the way, about 16 episodes. 16 episodes since January, we've been using the countdown. No music, no nothing, and I don't know what the International Olympic Committee Rights Management Team had to do with any of this thing. But anyways, it's May the 16th. It is our 16th episode. Welcome Facebook Live viewers. Join us in the Facebook Live room and comment on the show. This week's theme is gangsters, and we have our trailer trash. We have a special guest, Elijah Clark, who's going to be doing some great songs for us, because Elijah Clark is great. The song's good to have him back. Always fun. If you, Doug Balakovich. I just butchered the first part of that. I'm probably butchering the last part. He goes, oh my, wow, yeah, okay. I probably butchered it really badly to get an oh my. But welcome back. You were gone last week. You were on a trip, right?
Yeah. I was on a cruise. I went to Central America.
Oh, so, yeah. You travel a lot.
I try. Yeah, I'm really curious about the world. So
yeah.
I read a lot of National Geographic articles as a kid.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Well, we and you traveled to Denmark and Sweden. Small story. I'm not sure if you heard this story before, but I am a very overly protective individual, so I get kind of scared when I'm around taking my sisters places. You know, even though you're my, dare I say, older sister. All right.
Don't say too much.
Yes. I told you to wait in one particular. You said you're going to be in one particular area. In my estimation, you weren't when I got back, and so I ran around trying to find you, and I started panicking. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in another country. Dad is going to shoot me for losing Arnie in Sweden. And so I run over to the booth. The train, this is an international train station, okay? Everyone speaks English in Sweden. I go to the booth where the officials are there, and I'm trying to stay calm. And I said, my sister has gone missing. I didn't allude to the fact that it was my oldest sister. She's in her 30s. I tried to make it seem like it was a little girl. Like that's that was the thing I tried to do. And
so a lollipop in the balloon.
Right, yeah. I said, she's supposed to meet me there, and she's not there. And I said, could you possibly make an announcement asking her to come meet me here? The guy goes, oh, there's someone who knows how to run the PA system, but yeah. No. That was just it. It was just like, no, we're not going to. I know you're a foreigner from another country panicking about the loss of your sister, which it could have been a little sister. They don't know. All right, you are smaller than me, so it is kind of still the fact. All right, and then they were like, yeah, just no.
Just no.
It was just no.
Just no.
Just, you know, it was like they alluded that there was someone here who could do it, but we're not going to bother calling him. So take that, Sweden. All right, I almost lost my little sister because of you. So how was your trip to the Gulf of Mexico?
It was great. So we went to Honduras, Belize, and Cozumel, which is an island off of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to climb to the top of a Mayan temple.
Mm-hmm. And
I got about halfway up before I remembered that actually I have an almost crippling fear of heights. So
good timing.
Yeah, it was very good timing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're crawling up these crumbling steps, and there's this big guy in front of me, you know, tiptoeing up these crumbling steps, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna die. And then we get on the top, and you can look out over the trees and see everything. And we get
Doug Balakovich just said, I would have never guessed that she's in her 30s at all.
Oh, Doug, you're my favorite.
Oh,
you're so nice.
She is.
Hey. Anyway, so it was a very good view, but I didn't get to see a lot of it because I was too busy like gripping the stones and hoping I wouldn't fall. So
all right, it's a Late Night Live show. We're on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll be right back. Our theme for this night is gangsters. So be right back.
Thank you.
And you are back. It's the Late Night Live Show. We're on every Wednesday night from 7 to 8. We interview artists of all sorts, actors, filmmakers, musicians, magicians. I've been saying that for the past 3 weeks, trying to get a magician on here. That'd be really cool.
And one just may magically appear.
Blah, 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 blah. So this week's theme is gangster movies, as we decided last week. So Doug Balakovich, what's your favorite gangster movie? We have the top 10 from IMDb gangster movies. And we're going to make a little rule that if we haven't seen the movie, we're going to just say, cool, move on to the next one. Because we sort of ran a little long last time. We got a little too excited about some of the movies that we watched. But also, always welcome Derek Foley, who's hosts the show. Comes along for the ride. So, gangster movies, Arnie.
All right, and we're going to start with number 10, A History of Violence, the 2006 movie, directed by David Cronenberg and starring
Viggo Mortensen.
Thank you. I didn't want to say that out loud. The guy from Lord of the Rings. Have either of you seen this?
Oh, yes. And Ed Harris is in that.
Oh,
too.
Ed Harris? I will like Ed
Yes.
Harris.
It's a very unique style of violence. The way the guy does the violence is just so blunt and kind of in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And very 70s, and I'd say that there's just a still camera and you just watch the violence happen. It's got a very interesting story, good chemistry between the main characters. It's a dark movie, but it's good. I don't really see it as a gangster movie though, because he was part of a gangster. He was from a gangster family, but it's not really a gangster movie. I think to me, when I think about gangster movies, it's about the rise and fall of someone villainous. Derek, what do you think about gangster movies? What defines a gangster movie?
Well, there's a mob boss or there's a gang leader, and it's followed by a bunch of hoodlums that act out violently, and whether it's heists or beating people up or murdering people.
Just really not nice people.
Yeah, it's not nice people.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. They could be very nice people, just have some very dark sides to them.
That's true. Kimberly Sylvester, welcome to the Facebook Live room, and she says her favorite gangster movie is Goodfellas.
Oh,
Yeah.
good choice.
Yes.
I don't know if that's on our list, but we're going to go down it.
All right.
All right, so the next one is the 1991 movie Bugsy, starring Warren Beatty. Now, I haven't seen this Warren Beatty movie, but I have seen Dick Tracy, which I think totally counts as a gangster film. That one had Madonna in it. I just loved it.
Yeah. You ever see Bugsy?
No.
Arnie?
Nope.
Me neither.
Moving on. All right, so number 8 is American Gangster, the 2007 movie based on the life of Frank Lucas, who was portrayed by Denzel Washington, playing a crime lord out of Harlem.
You know who else is in this movie?
No.
Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe. We could do a whole show on Russell Crowe.
We should.
We should totally do a whole show on.
I saw, while I was on my cruise, I saw The Weirdest Movie with Russell Crowe. It was a very young Russell Crowe.
Oh, very good. What's it called?
I totally forget, but Gene Hackman was in it. It was some sort of weird cowboy movie. He was very, very young in it.
Oh, that shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very bizarre.
Looks stupid. Moving on, but it's
Yeah.
not a Western episode.
All right. So, have you seen American Gangster?
I have. I recently saw it. Very good movie. Because it is based on real events, and I love Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington. And I really liked seeing Denzel Washington, who's actually in Equalizer 2, is one of the films we're talking about, a trailer trash. Denzel Washington did a good job playing a bad guy, actually.
I can believe it. He's a really good actor. So.
Yeah. But you haven't seen it, Derek?
Nope.
Very good. I would highly recommend it. All right.
All right. So the next one is the 1995 movie Casino, starring Sharon Stone and Robert De Niro. Anybody?
No?
No?
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of sad because this is a Martin Scorsese film, and who's like the filmmaker of gangster films. And we haven't seen these two of the films on this list.
I mean, I have seen gangster movies, but I haven't seen any of the ones on this list.
Well, like any movie that's come from past 1942, have you watched that's a gangster movie?
That's a good question. Does Never a Dull Moment count? The Disney movie with Dick Van Dyke and Edward G. Robinson? 'Cause that's totally a gangster movie.
That actually is a gangster
It's
movie.
a very good movie.
Yeah. So, but no, let's move on to number 6.
Okay. Number 6 is the 2006 movie The Departed, also directed by Martin Scorsese and starring Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, and pretty much everybody.
Yeah. We talked about this in the other episode. I don't know how this came up.
Yeah, this was also the Man movies.
Manly movies, yes, we taled about it last week, yeah. By the way, the theme for When You Were Gone was manly movies.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you'd do romantic comedies. I thought that would be hilarious.
Yes.
Yes, movies that dudes just wouldn't watch on their own.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and we would have, truth be told, we would have been on Facebook Live if it wasn't for the International Olympic Committee rights management, because they blocked our video from last week. So, the International Olympic Committee rights management. Now, what rights were we violating on this show, all right? We didn't even get past the counter. We have a countdown, for those of you who are wondering. We had a countdown, a 5-minute countdown. I'm going to go off in a second, all right? We have a countdown, all right? It's really ticked me off. Worked really hard at Facebook Live thing. For once, it wasn't just us innately screwing up. Like, it was...
That is a good thing.
Yes, all right? Anyways.
So should we do number 5?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
All right.
No. Let's just do number 6. So we'll do number 6.
Well, we did do number 6. That was The Departed.
But we haven't talked about The Departed.
Oh, well,
because-
let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
All right.
You know, it's a depiction, well, it's a spin-off, shall we say, of Whitey Bulger's gang, and which is kind of surprising. Not that I'm giving this away, but Black Mass is not on this top 10.
I know.
Surprisingly
Yeah.
enough.
And that's the one with Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Departed. Very good movie. I saw. I mean, what year did that come out?
I mean, we're always going to have affection for it because it's set in Boston, so
Yeah.
kinda
Yeah. So there is that sort of.
familiarity.
Yeah, which kind of made it a little bit more scary too, because it's like, wow, you know, I know these types of streets, you know. I mean,
Well, it was kind of like the Denzel Washington movie that you mentioned.
Mhm.
The Equalizer.
The Equalizer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When I watched that, a lot of the streets were familiar.
right,
It was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this could be happening right while I'm getting a burger or something.
right.
A
Departed is
Wahlburger.
The Wahlburger at
Yeah.
Wahlburgers. I've actually never been there.
Neither have I.
Yeah, because we're true New Englanders.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's always funny, is like when you live in these areas, it's like, hey, did you go to Faneuil Hall? No.
Yeah.
You know, when I was
that's where the tourists go. Why would I go there?
Yeah.
and when I lived in Orlando, I was like, oh, you go to Disney? No.
I actually
SeaWorld?
have been to
No.
Faneuil Hall.
No.
So.
Well, I mean, we've been there, but it's not like people think like you go there all the time because you live there. It's like, no, I don't go there all the time.
No, the only exception being if you are in the Portsmouth area, you do go to Gillies a lot, which is like an icon there. But it's just because the poutine's really good. I only mention that because I'm meeting someone later, not tonight. I should be though. That's a good idea.
All right.
Okay. So The Departed, but before we go on, actually, we are Departed, very good movie. We got 5 more films to talk about after this, and I've seen pretty much all of them after this. And we have Elijah Clark, who's going to be coming on later. Elijah Clark is he's actually done some songs that were in our film Chance, which we're working on getting some more out. Continue commenting in the Facebook Live room. Welcome everyone who's in. But we're going to be playing a clip from we're going to be playing a short episode of Artists and Idiots tonight.
Oh, which one?
Yes, The Argument.
Okay.
All right, which is starring usually our tech guy who's not here tonight, Dan Graham, and my brother Rory Traynor. All right, and they have a little bit of a discussion, a little bit of an argument. All right, and they don't talk a heck of a lot in this one. So, I think we're going to be
That's a
rolling
good
that
thing.
clip right now. So, let's roll that clip. Hope you enjoy it. Just check it out.
Never insult my script.
Why would you vote for Donald Trump? You of all people. You were my last hope. Your kind of people were my last hope.
That's prejudice.
Jump into it.
Nature Channel?
Yeah, desert. Still interesting.
Oh my God, I just told you I'm screwing with Terry.
Oh.
What do you think about that, Terry, huh?
Have you seen Terry?
I think he's behind the camera.
And you're back. It's a late night live show with Terry Traynor, KJ Traynor, Derek Foley. This week's theme is gangster films. So if you're in the Facebook live room, we want to welcome Jonathan LaPlante, James Webb, Elijah Clark, who's going to be our guest here. So hi, Elijah. You're right in the back room right now. And I got a comment right before the show, watching that little short episode of Artists and Idiots, from the producer out back saying that, you know, your stuff is more violent than these movies. And then Doug Balakovich just said, so violent. I'm assuming he is commenting on our little fight scene that we did. There's a difference between action and violence, though.
Explain.
No. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Continue on our top 10 list of gangster films, and then we'll discuss a little bit more after that.
Okay, so number 5 is the 1994 movie Pulp Fiction, starring John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson.
Great movie, but I just don't see this being a gangster movie.
I don't know why that's on the gangster list either.
Well, it says it's about a criminal empire, so doesn't that count?
No, it's not really about a criminal empire. You really don't see the gangsters in the film.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the gunmen who the gangsters hire. You see the guys who the gangsters are leaning on, but you don't actually see the gangsters themselves. They talk a lot about foot massages.
Okay.
You have to see the movie.
I guess I do. All right. So, do we have anything more to say about it? It does have Bruce Willis in it, which, you know, makes it, you know.
It's probably, I'd say, the most known hit by,
Quentin Tarantino.
yeah, I would say. Probably the most known film.
Or Kill Bill. Well, no, you know, yeah.
I think you are a Quentin Tarantino fan if you watch Kill Bill, but you are just a fan of movies if you watch Pulp Fiction.
Okay, so
Agreed.
is Kill Bill violent, or is it an action movie?
Kill Bill is violent,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it has action in it, but it's violent.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Pulp Fiction is just violent. Like, action, I think, has an entertaining level to it and almost a balletic level to it. And
Yeah, it's more choreographed than,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, the enjoyment of watching an action piece be put together with violence is, you know, more of a storytelling point, you know,
Right, like the pencil scene in the Batman movie.
which is great. Which I'm surprised that's not up there as a gangster movie, because that is kind of a gangster
Well,
movie.
it is, yeah. I mean, Batman started as kind of fighting gangsters, so
Mhm. Yeah.
it could
That's a
be.
good point. That's a very good point.
Batman should be on this list.
Yes.
Batman seriously should be, because that's pretty much everyone's done. Doug Balakovich said Reservoir Dogs. And he also
Not
said-
on this list.
Yeah, not on the list.
Not on the list, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a gangster movie, though? I've never seen it. Would you say it's a gangster movie, Doug Balakovich, or would you say that it's just a violent movie? Because I believe it is a violent movie, from my understanding. But,
But in the meantime, we can move on to number 4.
mhm.
We're done with that. And that's Once Upon a Time in America, the 1984 film, starring Robert De Niro and James Woods.
Haven't seen it. Derek?
Nope.
It does have Elizabeth McGovern in it.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, so number 3. Number 3 is another Martin
Scorsese.
Scorsese, thank you, film.
It's an Italian name. You're not Italian, so you wouldn't know about that.
Just pick on me because I can't read right. Okay, so number
Oh,
3.
yeah, Platoon on this list, too.
Iron Man is, though.
Iron.
All right, is the 1990 movie Goodfellas. Also with Robert De Niro. He was in a lot of these. It also stars Paul Sorvino and Joe Pesci.
Paul Sorvino, who's Mira Sorvino's father.
Yeah.
Great actor.
And true story is he was at a mega fest a few years back, and ironically enough, they were signing autographs. That's what what he was doing, and he left his cash bag behind. So the promoter of the show trusted me enough to say, "Hey, can you go run his money up to his hotel room?" I'm thinking, okay. And the whole time I'm thinking, man, this feels like just right out of Goodfellas, man. I'm running mob money up to the mobster in his hotel room. So, anyway.
But you survived it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I trust you don't do that sort of thing anymore.
running money for the mob. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a nice car you got out there. How'd you get it?
No, you know,
Don't worry about it, all right?
Okay.
it's a gift.
I've never seen Goodfellas, but I'm not a huge gangster movie guy. So,
Like I said, I've seen the classics, not.
This is
Right.
a classic, though. This really is a classic.
yeah. You've seen this one,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
many times, many,
Yeah.
many, many times.
Yeah. And this is Joe Pesci's. This is one of his big
Joe Pesci,
claim to
yeah.
fames in this.
He has a very classic line in here too.
Mhm.
Sure is.
How am I funny?
Oh,
that's-
yeah. Yeah, we were showing, before the show, the How My Funny clip, which is a very funny sequence.
And I said, oh, that's where they got the meme from, which goes to show you how much.
It's like we were talking about last week. How many people actually this generation know Arnold Schwarzenegger's "I'll be back" line from the actual original movie that it was from, which was the original Terminator, "I'll be back." And it's actually just a small scene. It's not played up big. It's actually a very tiny scene. He just says to a cop, "I'll be back," and then drives a car through a building.
That's enough. Drives
It's
a car
enough.
through a building.
But because it'll be back.
Right.
Okay, moving on.
All right, so number 2 is The Godfather, the 1972 Francis Ford Coppola directed film starring Robert Duvall and Diane Keaton and James Caan.
And James Webb just said that The Godfather is his favorite gangster movie. James Webb.
That's-
Jim Webb. How are you doing, my friend? I used to work with him. If this is the same James Webb, I believe it is. I used to work with him in the Wally World days. Very good movie, The Godfather.
Well, according to this, it soared past Gone with the Wind as the biggest moneymaker of all time.
You know, my father talks about when this movie came out that they were afraid that it was just going to insult a bunch of Italians, and the Italians loved it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we murder everybody. It's awesome. It's great. It's good. You've obviously seen,
Oh yes.
yes, famous. That actor who's a pain in the ass and everything he was in.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando. Yeah.
Gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many things. You know, horse in the bed. You know, it's a lot of things. It's a very, very good movie. It is James Webb from Walmart. I'm sorry, he just said it is. What's up, man? Hey, Jimmy. So it is a very good movie. And the number 1 on this list, I'm going to segue right into this, is Part 2. And I don't think Part 2 is as good as Part 1.
Why not?
Because of the violent aspect.
Okay. Too much? Too little? Not
Too
enough?
much, because the end of the first Godfather was just a lot of people get killed in the end of the first Godfather, and it's this really cool sequence where it's intercut with the baptism of Al Pacino's son, and him killing off all the dirty gang members of his. And then I felt like what they did with the second one is they just said, hey, that everyone liked the ending of this movie where everyone gets killed, so we'll just make that the entire second movie. And that's what I kind of felt like it was through it. But have you seen the second one?
Actually, I have not.
Really? Okay. All right. So I'll just comment to myself here. James West says we're killing it. Awesome. Thanks, James. Really appreciate it. Miss you, buddy. So yeah, that would be my opinion about the Godfather Part 2 series. Now, we're gonna let's roll off a little bit of discussion because what would you say, Derek? The definition between violence and action is a lot of gangster movies have violence in them, but they don't have action. And what would you say the difference between the two is?
Well, if I look at something like Death Wish, that's a lot of violence. It's about a vigilante going out and shoot people, or The Punisher.
Right.
You know, it's just playing out to kill people.
Right.
Whereas action has a story behind it. There's why is this person, you know, there's an emotional tension that gets into the picture that causes that friction to violently go into like a fist fight.
So action can lead to violence, and the story is what leads with the actions that lead him through to a violent or non-violent ending, depending upon how it is.
Right.
Whereas violence is just an act.
Yeah, you just
Right. Because action could be, you know, a chase scene. It doesn't have to be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Although I find that with an action film, the violence in it is usually almost like a duel between two people, either, you know, punching at each other like a Jackie Chan movie, or shooting at each other, but it's got a more duel, like
pent up tension type
Right,
thing,
right,
as opposed
it's-
to just like the Expendables just going in and shooting
right.
everybody
It's
in
not
the field.
right. It's not like a torture scene or something like that. It's a duel between two guys.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on to the next segment. We got to introduce our guest. Elijah Clark is going to be playing his song, "I Need Your Touch," which is very exciting. Elijah's done some really great music, and so I believe that's the song, right, Elijah? "I Need Your Touch." That's your first one we're going to be doing today.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome back, man.
Hey, man, thanks.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to
Should I
have
look
you
at
back.
Or should I look at the microphone? Or should I look at the ceiling?
Or just look around.
Great.
You can just stand there
Can
and
I
look
just
cool.
bust into the song right this minute and cut you off? Or?
No, yeah, go for it. Everyone loves to cut me off. Go for it.
Hey, this is my original song, I Need Your Touch. Hope y'all like it. Well, your touch in the dark was the only thing I believed in. But you took it away, now I'm feeling all alone. Well, I can't understand why you got to act so crazy. 'Cause the only thing that stands between you and me is a simple twist of fate that you can't see. And baby, I know just the way it feels. Why do you fight this thing? 'Cause it's strong as God and thunder. I can't believe that you let it slip right through your hands. Come on and tell me again that you wanna be my lover. Yeah, come to me tonight, baby. Yeah. Come to me tonight, my baby. Come to me tonight, baby. I said, ooh, come to me tonight, 'cause I need your touch. There's usually like a 20-minute guitar solo in it, but we ain't gonna do that right now. But you're a goddess moon in your love designed to teach me. But I fell in love, baby. What more can I say, yeah? But your kiss in the dark was the only thing that released me. And I know that I was not in your plan. I need a chance to make you understand how it feels touching your little hands. Oh, come on and tell me again that you wanna be my lover. Yeah, come to me tonight, my baby. Come to me tonight now, baby. Come to me tonight, baby. I said, ooh, come to me tonight, 'cause I need your touch. Said I need your touch, babe. Oh, 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 need your touch. That's all in the music report. Back to you. Hey,
It's Elijah Clark, our guest for this week, and his song, original song, I Need Your Touch. Come on up here, Elijah. We'll continue our interview. I'm just going to look awkwardly into camera too, but we've had him on the show before, and it's great to have him back. And Elijah, you always look so cool, man. Yeah.
Cross our legs.
You always look so cool, man. The
Thanks,
glasses.
man.
Yeah.
I like to look cool. Can I sit next to you?
Oh,
More at the
please.
camera?
There
Yeah, there we go.
We're
Yeah.
buddies, right?
We are best buddies.
What's your name? No, seriously.
It's KJ. Nice to meet
KJ.
you.
Nice to meet you too, KJ. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show. This is fun.
So a little story about KJ. You don't realize, but you actually had somewhat of an interaction with her.
Did I?
Yes, you did. Okay.
That's
Yes.
an impression.
Yeah. It's a small
drugs,
story.
a lot of drugs.
Bob Grimm and Todd DeLuca, Elliot Kyle, Judy Durkin, all welcome to the Facebook Live Room. Jeremy Settlemore. So, Chance, you saw the film Chance that we did.
Yeah.
There were a few people that saw it.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, you gave me a private show, man. That was great.
Yeah, that was yeah. You
Don't
did
say
some great
anything
things
about that,
Yeah,
please.
no, that's good. Yeah, no, but you were talking about the whip wielding woman. You're like, oh, she's pretty good looking.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Whoosh, that was you?
That was
Yeah.
Love it.
I look different with blonde hair, huh?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Great.
So I just thought that was her, you know. So I want to say hi to Jamie Leela, who just joined the Facebook Live Room, and Donna, who's in the back room, who should be working. Donna. So what's going on, Elijah? How you been?
Dude, I've been great.
living the dream, right? So
Amen to that. Yeah.
got a show coming up this weekend in Exeter. Excited about that. It's a big event.
Cool. Where and when?
I could just link you the details. I don't really know exactly. Something like Saturday around like 8.
Somewhere in Exeter.
Somewhere between 8 and 2, somewhere in Exeter. Yeah, the details are kind of foggy right now, but it's a big deal. It's a huge
I guess
show.
so. Yeah.
So many details I can't compile into one sentence.
Somewhere in Exeter, it is. Yeah, the general vicinity. Just go around, listen to you. Look for the huge crowd, right?
That's it. One of the huge crowds.
One of the huge crowds.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
If you send us a link, we'll put it on the page.
That's what I was
Yes,
thinking.
yeah, you
I
do
just
that,
Put that information out there. November, doing another benefit for autism awareness.
Cool.
That goes every year, and so is this. I can't think of the name of it. It's TEAM. That's all I know. For this weekend is TEAM. I'm not sure of the specific details, but it's to support local music. Yeah, anything that supports local music or autism awareness, I'm all about.
Yeah. It's hard to remember details about stuff like
It
this.
is.
I mean, I have this.
especially when you don't know them and you don't know when your placement is.
Yeah, I mean, I've got this list of everything that I'm supposed to mention in the show,
Yep.
and not only that, I'm emailed the list. Okay, we discuss the list typically right after the show. I'm emailed it, and then it's printed up and it's put in front of me. Not only that, the producer before the show walks me through everything, and I still forget stuff.
So would it be this here, the team?
That's it right there.
All right, so it's the Town Exeter Arts Music. It
Checks in the mail, Katie.
it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, May 19th. Let me just see if I can get a location on that. It's
In
near
Exeter.
in the Exeter near the American Independence Museum, so right in the middle of downtown.
Yeah,
Right in the middle of downtown.
that's a pretty big deal.
That's a pretty big deal. Yeah,
So
that's cool.
That's
Now, all
impressive.
original music you playing there? or-
That's all I'm doing, man. I've given up on the covers. That's not doing it. It used to pay the bills, but it ain't paying the soul.
Yeah, no. You got to do what you love, man.
Yeah. That's what we talked about. We talked
We
about
do.
that.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, living the dream.
That's what I'm doing.
Following your heart. That purity when you're creating.
That's it.
You know.
That's it.
You know.
You
that's-
got to do what you love.
Right. Now, I was asked if you could tell someone in 1 minute what is the most important thing about filmmaking.
Did you get that from BNI?
Yeah, I know. I'd say truth.
Yeah,
Truth.
Yeah.
It's truth of your art. You know.
absolutely.
It's just not worth it. It's too much bloody work.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. It's way too much work to not love what it is you're creating.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't waste your life.
No. You only
So
got one shot.
what's your
around.
musical influence?
Yeah, all that stuff. Why do you want to talk to me like that? That's a deep question. My dad and my mom for one thing, and then a lot of 70s rock and then pop country.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. I have a bit of a John Fogerty sound to what you were
Thanks.
doing.
I like
so
John Fogerty.
I love John
Yeah, I
Fogerty,
go way
so-
back.
Yeah.
Fogerty's awesome. Yeah. No, I love your music because it is a mixture between the kind of country and definitely southern rock, which is like my favorite genre of music is southern rock.
Thanks.
You hear a lot of that.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely.
That's the genre I'm going for right now.
Yeah.
I've decided on it.
Right. Now, but okay, you've got a much more interesting history of like your childhood. Explain a little bit about your childhood. You know, you traveled quite a bit, right?
And I ask deep questions, he said.
What do you want me to do, man? I traveled with my dad from age 5 to 14 on the road. We lived in and out of cars, and he traveled from Florida to California, from Florida to California. We went to Nashville. We went to Texas. There's a lot. I'm actually writing something because I never knew my mother. It was just my dad and I. So I'm actually writing her a story, giving her a backstory on what was going on in my life because she was institutionalized at an early age for me. So it was just my dad and I.
Wow.
And I'm actually having to refresh myself on all these events, and it's fascinating me actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
What more do you want to know as far as musical?
Well, yeah. I mean, like people don't just.
Dude, I started playing. All right, so Jewel was popular back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started hanging out in the same area that she was hanging out in Ocean Beach in Poway, California. And there was a popular coffee house called Java Joe's, and they had a big open mic there, and that kind of got me in front of people. And I also started playing music on the side of the road and on the street in San Diego, California for spare change. And I lived under a park bench for like 2 years of my life just to live that life, just to say I want my art to support me. And I did. It did, you know, with friends and with other people involved. Like a lot of people got involved and said, hey, you know, you got something. And from that point on, you know, life kind of happened and took me into a different direction, and I'm trying to veer back into that.
Yeah.
You like that?
I love that,
right
man.
up,
I
right?
love that. Right there,
Damn.
right, boom. You know, right on it.
Quick like that.
Yeah, you know, you're awesome, man. That's awesome. No, we've because we met through a business networking group.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I don't know. I found out about your music somehow accidentally.
I offered because you were
Right. Yes.
You
and then-
you asked if somebody if you said something about extras, and I said I don't know if I could do extra stuff, but I'd like to. And then you said, oh, I need a song. Can you help me out with? Do you have any musical soundtracks or something like that, or stick it back of it? And I was like, yeah, here. And I threw you some stuff, and you listened to Stone Cold, and you liked it.
Stone Cold. I loved it because it's for the story that we created for Chance. It really kind of tells the story of this character. It's funny. It wasn't written. We actually did have a song written for the
Right.
movie.
Right.
By
Johnny Cash?
by
no,
Johnny
someone
Cash,
else.
yeah. By Black Agnes, Mike Dunbar wrote the
Okay,
song.
okay.
He did a great job with the song. But the modern Western, your sound was just perfect for that.
Thank
And the
you.
song just you know, it's like, and I listen to so many local artists' music. But every now and then you'd be like, very seldom is any of it bad, but your stuff just like popped.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
interesting is I wrote that song right after getting beat up on Ocean Beach in Newport, or Ocean Beach, right next to a bar. So it's cool that it correlates with Chance's
Yeah.
piece too.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so your inspirations for your songs. Now I'm not going to talk about how many artists because I'm sure there's a plethora of people that you've listened
I
to.
love that word, plethora.
Plethora, it's a great word. You know, I try to use it over and over again. I try to use plethora a lot in conversation.
You're very articulate.
But what would you say is like your inspiration to write a particular song? Is it like mainly emotional, or is it like you just see something that sort of gets
Truth.
Truth.
Truth. It really
Doing it
comes
right.
back to my own personal experience and just trying to see if anybody else relates to it.
Yeah.
It's a selfish point of view, I guess.
Well, no, I wouldn't say selfish, but like we write. I got asked once, why do you always write about blue collar guys and like kind of redneckish characters? I'm like, I have no idea why. Like, not a clue. Maybe because Harvard education was like nowhere near my neighborhood. You know, like that's we thought it was a type of cheese. You know. So I honestly thought for the longest, I was homeschooled. For the longest time, I honestly thought SATs was like a disease.
Makes sense.
You know, I mean, like I thought it was some sort of disease, and then when I got older, I realized it was a disease. Everyone gets sick whenever there's an SAT around. Like it's, it's like, man, I got my SATs. Oh, geez, it's not catching. You mean you go to the doctors for that? But yeah, you write what it is you know in your own experience, and I think that's. I'd like to hope that as artists we get better the older we get because you experience life more.
Yeah.
You know.
And one of these days, I'll be walking down a narrow street and meet up with you.
Uh-huh.
We'll have the same conversation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think we have another song coming from you, though. Let me see. Do
That's
you have
all I
another
got.
song?
I've been working on that song for 30 years. Yeah, I could throw another one in there.
All right. Well, before we go, let's give one last shout out to the information
Oh,
that
right.
he didn't
so
have.
keep talking. I'm going to pull it back up again.
We're gonna keep talking. So, how's it going?
Great.
Great.
What do you like to drink? What
What do I like to drink? I like to
the
drink.
waitress?
I like to drink whiskey, but I don't drink anymore, so that's the
Good for
reason
you.
why. Yeah.
Good for you.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Ready?
Okay. So it's Team Town Exeter Arts Music. Excuse me. On Saturday, May 19th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it'll be in Swazi Parkway, which is near the American Independence Museum. And Elijah here will be playing at noon in the
Two,
Swazi.
actually. That was changed to two.
Oh, it's two at
Sorry.
2.
Yeah.
Are you still in the same tent?
Yep.
All right, the Swazi Busker
Sure.
tent. So look for him there at 2 o'clock on the 19th.
Elijah, this
Yes,
is
sir.
always fun talking to you, man. It's great having you back on the show.
You gonna take me out back and shoot me now?
No, man. No, it's okay. It's good. You're all right. You're gonna be
We
okay.
like you.
Yeah.
You got a nice face.
No, seriously. So I have written down here. Stop blaming my heart as the
Yes,
next song. You're
I
gonna
can do
play.
that, yeah.
All right. So, friend, I'm gonna get a handshake out of you. There we go. So Elijah Clark is gonna be playing another song for us. Stop blaming my heart. Elijah Clark. He has a performance going on in Exeter. Saturday, the 19th. Check it out. It's probably Swazi
Parkway.
Swazi Parkway. Yeah. So it's gonna be a really cool event. He has some great music, all original stuff that he's doing now. I'm so glad to hear that because original stuff is great. So you ready? Are you ready?
Dude, I'm always ready. I was born ready.
Born ready. All right, I like that. All right, Stop Blaming My Heart by Elijah Clark. Go ahead, take it away.
just sounds much different whenever it's electrified. You should come see the show. When we were new, baby, everything glowed, bright, shining, so lovely. The kisses explode. I never felt that. You leave me alone. Now everything's different. Everything's changed. Everything's painful. When you say my name, you say, stop blaming my heart, baby. Stop blaming my body. Stop blaming my heart, baby. Stop blaming my body the way that you do. The way that you do. Well, I think it's you, babe, but you think it's me. But I don't know what went wrong, babe, between you and me. I don't know what went wrong, babe, between you and me. But one thing is clear, babe, this ain't easy. Don't you know that the blame is all in your head? Let it go, let it go. Don't you know that the blame is all in your head? Let it go, let it go. Stop blaming my heart, baby. Stop blaming my body the way that you do. The way that you do. Don't you know that the blame is all in your head? Let it go, let it go. Don't you know that the blame is all in your head? Let it go, let it go. Don't you know that the blame is all in your head? Let it go, let it go. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Elijah Clark. Check him out on Facebook, Elijah Clark Music, /Facebook, or wherever it is the order you go. But he's going to be playing at Swazi Park this Saturday in Exeter, New Hampshire at 2 p.m. It's going to be really fun. I love Elijah's music, all original, great stuff. But now we need to move on to our next segment, Trailer Trash. Let's roll our opening credits sequence thingy. Unless I'm still alive. Which I don't know if that's the case right now.
I think we're still live.
I think I'm still alive. All right. We're in their favorite section of the show, Trailer Trash. And in this segment, we watch trailers for upcoming movies, and we decide whether they are trash or not. Playing on words like trailer trash has nothing to do with rednecks beginning. I know. I was actually pretty proud of that when I came up with it. To show my education level. Moving on. So we have our first film up because we're trying to do gangster movies. There's not always a ton of gangster movies that come out, but this has been our theme for this show. So our producers did a good job coming up with some stuff that's pretty close. But the first one is The Equalizer 2. Let's roll that trailer. All right. Robert McCall serves an unflinching justice for the exploited and the oppressed. But how far will he go when it's someone that he loves? This is directed by Antoine Fuqua, starring Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, and Bill Pullman. Antoine Fuqua, who has directed some really great movies. Magnificent Seven not being one of them. Training Day, the first Equalizer, which was good. Brooklyn's Finest. He's done a lot of really great movies. The Shooter, King Arthur, Tears of the Sun. In his first film, which is one of my favorite 90s action films, Replacement Killer, with Oh my
Jet
goodness.
Li?
No, Chow Yun-fat.
Oh.
Chow Yun-fat
Oh,
and
Chow Yun-fat.
yeah, and Mira Sorvino. So The Equalizer 2 is a sequel to a film that they came out previously about Rob McCall. Now, if you don't know, the original Equalizer was a TV series from the 80s about a character who was an ex-spy who was helping people in New York. This now takes place in Boston, a little affinity that we have, being right outside of Boston. But I was not a huge fan of the original Equalizer, but I liked it.
Do you mean the TV show or the movie?
I love the TV show. Movie, it's pretty good. Had some great parts to it and had some completely meh parts to it. So, but here we are, Equalizer 2. So, let's start with Derek. Your opinions.
Well, I actually I've never seen the TV show, so I've only seen the movie, and I was very impressed with the first one. Sequels always kind of give me I don't know. It looks like it could be interesting. I just don't know if this is going to be like, I got to go to the movies to see this. Interesting enough.
Yeah. Arnie?
I really liked the first one, with the exception of the last action scene. They did kind of a MacGyver, like we're not going to, whatever we do, we're not going to use a gun.
But we're still going to kill people violently.
Yeah, it's like
with property you can take from Home Depot.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You really can't do anything at Home
Yeah.
Depot. But did you say Bill Pullman's in this?
Yeah, he was in the last one.
He was?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't believe I missed that. Anyway, I do want to see this because I really did enjoy the first one.
Okay, so.
I'm not that thrilled that it's like, seems to be a revenge thing. Like, his friend gets killed, now he's ticked off, which is like.
But let me describe the sequel to every bad action series ever. This time, it's personal. But
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with this one. It's
That's
like,
what I'm feeling like, too.
Like Jack Reacher.
Like Jack
2.
Jack Reacher 2. Actually, I like Jack Reacher 2, and it was personal, but it was done well. I will say this: I didn't think I was going to, because I really loved the first.
Kind
Jack
of think
Reacher.
of it, even Star Trek falls into that because Khan's back, and this time it's personal. So I guess you're right about
And
that.
then we have Star Wars, and then The Empire Strikes Back.
And
but
that time it was
'cause it's
personal.
Personal,
Right,
yes, yeah.
He
Right.
blew up my space station,
But like
That
this
hurts,
is, to me
man.
is
That
supposed
hurts.
to be.
and it was his kids that did it.
Imagine going to see your boss Monday morning. All right. Got a coffee, everything good. Morning, boss. Can I have a second to talk about what your son did over the weekend? Did you see your son over the weekend, by the way? Do you know what he did? He blew up the friggin' Death Star. Yeah, everything we invested in, right? Blew it up. And why? Why? So you can't control your own children? How am I expecting to leave my evil republic? It's not a republic, actually, it's an empire.
This just reflects badly on the whole corporation. Dude, okay?
For that, you're dead. Check yourself.
James Derrick said Denzel Washington is awesome. That is true. Thaddeus Savali said, got to see the first one. Yes, you should.
It's a really good movie.
James Webb, not trash. Denzel is the best. No, I like Denzel, and I did like the first one. Hello to Chris Duby, who joined.
Pretty much, I like
Coney.
Denzel Washington in anything he's in, even if the movie's terrible. I still like him in it.
No, I like Denzel, and he did great in it. He actually did very good as this character. I had no complaints about him in the role. I just think Antoine Fuqua just is not as good a director as he had been. So it feels a little weak at times.
Like I said, it was just the MacGyver final act was just kind of like, okay, if you have a gun, use a gun. If you're gonna try, if your goal is to kill people and you see a gun, that's really a good option.
Yeah.
Staple guns don't count?
No, except they were awesome.
We're going to move on to the next trailer, and we're changing the order up a little bit. It's on the schedule, but I want to play this next one, and it's called Proud Mary. So, let's roll the trailer for Proud Mary. Mary, Taraji P. Henson, is a hit woman working for an organized crime family in Boston. Wow, I didn't realize this is in Boston, too. Whose life is completely turned around when she meets a young boy whose path she crosses when a professional hit goes bad. This is directed by a guy named Baka Najafi. Baka. Moving on. Let me see what other films he's directed.
Okay.
He's directed London Has Fallen, Banshee episodes, and a bunch of other films I can't pronounce. So, not particularly huge background. London Has Fallen was the sequel to Olympus Has Fallen, which was a rottenly bad movie. I thought it was terrible. But I love Taraji P. Henson. I think she's a great actress.
You know, we did forget to thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, we forgot the thumbs up, thumbs down Equalizer. Before we do this, let's just finish this up really quick. Equalizer. Derek.
I'm going to go with this.
Okay, Arnie?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Yeah.
Agree. So cool. Move on. Proud Mary. All right. Derek is going to do 1 thumbs in the middle, 1 thumbs up. Arnie, and that's the same. I think with all of us. I think
Yeah, we're all the same,
We're all
yeah.
we're all doing the same.
We're all in
one.
agreement.
We're all in agreement for a change. All right, but let's keep rolling talking about Proud Mary. So it's. I think it's a poll of like the kind of blaxploitation style film.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
It's Danny Glover's in it. I love Danny Glover. Yeah, and it
It's
looks.
quite possibly the only reason why I'm going to go see Solo. No, not Danny Glover. That's the
Donald
wrong
Glover.
one. Donald
Right,
Glover.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only reason why.
Yeah, he's still the only reason why I'm going to go see Solo. So I'm going to ask Arnie first about this as the resident female. This is a female lead action film. It was something you have actually starred as a female lead action film. Neil McDonald's in this movie, which actually just made it go up a notch. I love Neil McDonald. I may have to see it just because of that. Thoughts about this, Arnie?
Well, if anyone can pull off a role like this, it would be this lady, Ms. Henson here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her first name. I really liked her in Person of Interest. She was a really good, tough character. My problem with these is they always try too hard to make the woman look perfect anyway. And that's what they look like they're doing here. And I get it, it's a fantasy world and all this other stuff, but they try, it doesn't work. It's like you gotta, if they're gonna be a tough character, they have to look tough. And I feel like they're doing too much style and not enough substance just from this trailer here.
Right. The one thing I would take away, difference between this and Atomic Blonde is Atomic Blonde, which is 100% sexualized, period. Atomic Blonde, to me, in the trailer, was just horribly sexualized.
Although that
from one
had
end to the-
fantastic looking action scenes.
It did
I
have fantastic
think
looking
the
action scenes,
was good.
but as much as I'm an action guy, action doesn't make a movie.
No.
You know,
And it's very hard to pull off stylish and capable. Like Emma Peel's the only one that comes to mind that
Right.
she could look perfect, but her moves are absolutely
yeah, the moves are absolutely horrible. She's a good enough
Absolutely
actress. Now,
awful.
I will say this: I agree with you that if I was to cast one woman to play this part, I agree. I like how she looks and everything like that. I do feel like it's a little bit over sexualized. I mean, how many people can really run around in high heels and do action stuff?
No. You know,
Right.
Obviously, a guy put you in those boots because every woman knows you can't run in those. You only run when there's other women to show up that you can.
So clearly, it was a guy that put her in those boots.
Yeah, because a woman would never choose it unless she was trying to one up someone next to her.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm sorry, that was a horribly sexist thing to say, but I said it, so there.
But to say, most guys don't even know those boots exist.
You guys know it exists, trust me.
We'll notice them when they're there, all right? But we don't actively think beyond it when they're on their actual feet. Those things that you have on your ankles.
So if you're gonna do a female-led, Rogue One is still one of my favorite. As a even though it was a team effort, her look was right for a female action star.
Salt, I think was better.
Okay, I didn't see that movie.
Yeah.
so.
Sarah Connor.
Oh yeah.
Sarah Connor,
Yeah, Sarah, yeah.
Alien.
Yeah.
This feels like it could be over-sexualized. The one flip side of it is it does look fun. It doesn't look like it's taking itself that seriously.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a lot of guns, which to me is always a good thing.
Yeah, it looks like it could be fun. Again, I think I'd probably. Would I go see this in theaters? No. Derek?
No, this is not really a. This doesn't feel like there's any substance to this movie. This is kind of a Netflix and a six-pack of beer kind of movie.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to start off with the rating for this. I'm going to go 1 sideways and 1 down, in all honesty. I was thinking about going 2 down, but it does look like it doesn't take itself too seriously, which, it's got Neil McDonough, so it's I love Neil McDonough. Like, I just love you could put him in a dog food commercial and I like it. All right, so anyways, Arnie, rating?
I'm gonna get 2 in the middle because I really like her.
Yeah, yeah.
And the action doesn't look bad. It just, I don't know. It doesn't grab me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think this is going to get something completely new. It's going to get a this and a this.
Oh, okay, all right. So not a double thumb in the eye.
Wow.
Sherry Rivers just joined the Facebook Live room. Thaddeus LaValle said, it had me with Bruce Lee finger push-ups. I got to see Proud Mary. Well, hey, Thaddeus, if you see Proud Mary, let us know next week on the show whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
So hi to Lisa Young who joined the Facebook Live room. All right, let's move on to our last trailer. I'm a little excited about this one.
Me too.
Gotti. Let's roll that trailer. Gotti. Gotti. Why? I, not why.
Guinea or you?
He's having I love this description. The story of crime boss John Gotti and his son. Period. Like, wow, this movie seems like it has a lot more than that.
Well, it just says it all right there. One sentence, it's done.
This is starring John Travolta and is directed by Kevin Connolly. And this is obviously a mobster movie. Let me see. Directing wise. All right, let's see what he has directed. Dear Eleanor. No idea. 30 for 30, TV documentary. No idea. The Unknown. No idea. Entourage. Garden of Eden. All right. Whatever We Do. Short film. Not a lot of credits. This seems like a pretty big film for this director to get this. But I really like the look of this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think this looks really good. Derek, how about you?
I definitely want to see this.
Yeah. I mean,
More than once, too.
Yeah. What do you? Now we talked about John Travolta. What's your thoughts on John Travolta?
I think he could pull this off very well. I mean, he's, you think about it, his first career was what, Vinnie Barbarino way back in the 70s on Welcome Back, Kotter.
Right.
And then you just see how he has evolved into so many different personalities and pulled off pretty much every movie he's been in.
Yeah. This does seem like a sort of Tour de France, it has Michael Madsen in it, which is always awesome. So, yeah, this feels sort of like, what was the Denzel Washington movie that we were talking about?
Equalizer?
No, American Gangster.
Okay.
Feels kind of like that same type feels American Gangster, which is a great movie that I really loved.
Which is actually, like, I'm watching it, and it does look really solid, but it doesn't look like it brings anything new to it. Like, I'm watching it going like, yes, there's the wife, yes, there's the son, yes, there's the...
Well, you get up to this is also a real person. This is almost like a biography.
Oh, okay. Well, it just, like, I wouldn't watch it only because I feel like, and now I know I didn't see any on the top 10 list, but I have seen gangster movies. It doesn't feel like it does anything that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's, I'll grant you that. Yeah, I mean, it does feel somewhat formulaic.
Yeah, and just kind of like, whatever. I mean, but it is John Travolta, so there's that.
Right. Heidi Brunel just joined the Facebook Live room. Hello, Heidi. So... Yeah, okay, I can definitely agree with you on that. But with that being said, this is the type of gangster movie that I would like to see. So let's get right into the ratings, though. Derek?
2 thumbs up.
Arnie?
I'm going to give it a meh.
And I'm going to go 2 thumbs up actually with this too because I'm very excited and I really like John Travolta. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I want to thank our guest Elijah Clark for coming in. Always fun to have you. I want to thank, we've had a very active Facebook Live room, so I want to thank everyone. Heidi, Lisa, Robert Grimm, Sherry Rivers, Thaddeus LaValle, James Derelict, James Webb, Chris Doobie, Gary Coney, Ricky Dumont. You're supposed to be here at some point in time, Ricky. Really just great. Paul Trickett, Becky Salois, Todd DeLuca, a whole bunch of people. Let me see, was it Judy Durkin? Holy mackerel. Jamie Leah. Yeah, anyways. Everyone else who I forgot. So this has been a fun show. And the International Olympic Society, whatever the hell they are, they didn't shut us down this time. Booyah! So, Derek, you had fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Arnie, you had fun?
You know what? We should do this again next week.
We should totally do this again next week at 7 p.m. on Narrow Street Films Facebook Live page and also CTV 21 Chester Public Access. Comment on the show. What's our theme for next week? Have we decided what our theme for next week is?
We've got 40 seconds to come up with something.
We have 40 seconds to come up with something. Arnie, name it.
The only movie that came to mind was The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if we can do anything.
That's really weird. All right, our theme for next week is
Wizards. Like Lord of the Rings.
Fantasy. Our theme for next week is going to be our favorite fantasy adventure films. Fantasy adventure, okay. Films. So yeah, I want to thank our crew. I want to thank everyone for whose help always comes in every week. But yeah, this is Terry Traynor. This is the Late Night Live Show. We are on every Wednesday night at 7 a.m. 7 p.m. We interview everyone who's in the artistic field. Check us out, Narrow Street Films. We'll be back next week. See you later.
Peace.